On this segment of Reaching Out, we're joined by one of our esteemed members, Diane Harris, who is a New York City housing assistant. Diane, welcome to this segment of Reaching Out.
Thank you.
Now, share with our listeners your background, how you grew up, and how you became a housing assistant in the New York City Housing Authority.
My background. I was born in the Bronx. I attended college. Got married.
Which college did you go
I went to the State University College of Arts and Science at Potsdam,
Wow.
upstate New York.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with that one.
Okay.
Yes.
I got married. When I came back to New York, got married, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. My sister told me, well, why don't you go get a city job? At least it's something secure. And making friends with people in that particular agency, which was the Department of Medicaid. I had a friend who was like, come on, let's go work for the Housing Authority. So I followed over to the Housing Authority and became a housing assistant.
Wow, and I'm sure that's been an enriching job because you've been a housing assistant for how many years?
24.
24 years. So you are at Leased Housing in the Bronx.
Correct.
Tell us what leased housing is, because it doesn't sound like a housing complex.
It's not. It's dealing with private landlords who are funded by the Housing Authority. Right now, I work as an inspector for the Housing Authority in leased housing. So I go to apartments to make sure that the tenants are living up to code in their apartment. And if they have problems, we have letters sent to the landlord to tell them that they need to address particular issues in the building and in the apartment. And their rent is at stake if they don't comply within a reasonable amount of time.
Now, do you do this throughout the Bronx, or are you given certain housing developments?
I only work in the Bronx.
The entire Bronx?
No, I have a certain area. Well, at one point we had zip codes. Now we're doing census tracts. So,
Okay.
right, that's it.
So, Diane, tell us, you've heard about the attacks on public sector employees, which you are one of them. How do you feel when you hear that your pensions are high and that you are the cause of the collapse of this economy? How does that make you feel?
It makes me angry because you'd have to be on our side of the street to understand what's going on. They're just talking from a monetary point of view, but they're not taking in consideration that we work hard for our money. This I can honestly say. We work real hard for our money, so whatever we get, we deserve.
Now, the benefits that you have, tell us about your benefits. People say they're rich and you don't deserve them. What do you say to that? Because you have to deal with people every day in your employment, and some of the neighborhoods you go in are not the best in the city, and you have to go there and you have to perform your job no matter what. And oftentimes you're alone. So tell those people how you feel and what you have to go through.
A day for me?
Yes, tell us about your day.
Okay. Right now they have us visiting 30 apartments a day. Okay. And again, I go to these apartments. I never know what's on the other side of the door. It could be a good aura. It could be a bad aura. I've been on both sides of the spectrums. But right now, the boss just wants the job done. You go into clean apartments or filthy apartments, sad situations and happy situations. I've been in apartments where it was a senior. She was sick and she needed some assistance, even if it was just some water, because it was in one instance, it was really hot that day and the lady was dehydrated, and I kept asking her, Miss, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I knew she was dehydrated. I said, well, do you want me to go to the store and get you some water or something that was going to make her feel better? And she was like, you really would do that? Sure, I would. You're a human being just like I am. You go in apartments. My coworkers have gone in situations where they needed other city agencies to intervene. It's not fair that they criticize not knowing what we really do.
So you actually went to the store and got that
Woman,
person
yeah,
water.
Yeah.
That must have been...
yeah, it was like, I think it was like over 100 degrees that day.
Yeah, she must have really felt good about you after you did that?
She was
for
just
her?
taken back. I said, I had parents, and I worked in the projects, and I know what it is to have to help somebody at the spur of the moment.
Well, you know what? I thank you, and the city of New York thanks you. And we thank you for being one of our good members, Local 237.
Thank you.
Diane, I hope you come back. And you are a vital part of this union, and I'm glad we had this conversation on air for everybody to hear it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.